shoulders is kind of weak, but
He said my shoulders is kind of weak.
This is Bad Blake Davis. Yeah. You're watching True School Sports.
Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with Sugar Hill Steward. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Can't complain, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Absolutely.
I'm just here in the gym with you, just watching, seeing what's going on.
Yeah, you pretty much just like me. You use a cheerleader, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm spectator. I'm cheering them on and just spectating, watching.
Absolutely. You know, I was watching an interview of yours, and you said one of your favorite memories of Emmanuel was when he said after a fight, he said, "Kronk, motherfucker, Kronk."
Yeah. That was Jonathan Banks versus Alicio Castillo in New York.
Okay.
It was on ESPN, and Jonathan Banks got knocked down twice in the first round, and slipped the third time, which they maybe could have called a knockdown and called the fight. Jonathan Banks came back after that round, came to the corner. He survived that round, came back to the corner, and what I was thinking in my head was that was a good round.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
That is crazy.
And Emmanuel gets in the ring with Jonathan. The first thing Emmanuel said, "Okay, Jonathan, good round." And I was like, "Dang, we're on the same page." But the good round was because he survived that round. It wasn't a good round like he won that round, but he did win that round.
Yeah.
Because he survived the fight again, another round.
He endured.
Second round, Jonathan Banks won. Third round, Jonathan Banks won. Fourth round, Jonathan Banks stops Alicio Castillo. And that's when Emmanuel said, "That's Kronk, motherfuckers."
Gotta get that on the shirt. Yeah. But I know with you, one thing I had a chance to observe, especially in the gym today, is like you're very. I mean, I knew this already, but I really got to see it today. Is you're very like detail oriented with your fighters. You said there's a difference between trainers and teachers. Could you explain that to people out there? Like, what's the difference between a trainer and a teacher?
Really, it's just the same thing. It's just, it's just. I guess it's just a way to coach or a way to teach. You know, they both in one. Coach and a teacher. They both should be teaching, and pretty much they just don't call coaches teachers. So I've heard people say that I'm teaching and not coaching like yourself.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just trying to get that person to learn what you're telling them. So the key word is learn. You're trying to get the person to learn. But the person that's learning, they're getting taught from somebody, which would be called maybe a teacher or a coach.
Yeah.
So it's all the same thing.
That makes sense. It's just different terminologies. Yeah.
But like today, I'm just watching. I'm just being a spectator, watching what's going on. You know,
you're more of like
these guys are working hard. I'm just sitting back watching them.
Yeah, you're more of like a director today. I would say kind of like a director of sorts.
I should have my camera like you and just been. Maybe in directing things like a movie director.
Yeah. That's what it was like. You were just pointing and saying, well, like I remember you were working with I forgot the one guy's name, the big tall white dude from Detroit. I don't remember his name. Taylor. Yeah, Taylor. You were teaching him how to use his jab a certain way, like when the bag comes in.
So maybe I could be like a Spike Lee movie director.
Maybe you could.
Spike Lee.
Yeah.
You know, some of those famous directors. What's his name? Ron Cunningham, the guy from Happy Days.
I know there's like Steven Spielberg, James Cameron,
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee.
A lot of people are directing and stuff now, doing their own movies and directing, which is good.
Yeah. You know, you have like a really good voice. Maybe you could narrate boxing documentaries.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think you could do like boxing documentaries.
My congested nasal voice sounds good.
Yeah. No, I think you could though.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So if you got something fun, you got some work for me, let me know.
I'll let you know at some point. Yeah, obviously you trained Tyson Fury for that rematch, and you know, that was a really great performance from Tyson Fury. With him, his personality seems to be kind of like up and down, or that's the reputation he has at least. Do you think like if him and Wilder fight a third time, do you think there'll be a letdown, or like do you think he's reached that point in his career where he's matured into being that dominant heavyweight Emmanuel talked about all those years ago?
I definitely believe Tyson Fury is the dominant heavyweight right now in this day and age. I haven't seen any ups or downs in Tyson Fury.
Okay.
You know, his problems, his ups and downs were outside the ring.
Yeah.
So in the boxing ring, he's always been up. He stepped up to the challenge when Deontay Wilder and Tyson fought the first time. Nobody expected that. And for the second fight, the rematch, nobody expected what happened.
Yeah.
So he's all from when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. I mean, so from what I see, Tyson Fury's always up.
He's always up, yeah.
He's all the way up.
Especially in the big fights. He really seems to get up for those big fights, the big ones. The ones that matter the most.
Yeah, and that sometimes is a lot of great athletes. They get up for the big ones. That's what pushes them, not what drives them. But
yeah.
sometimes when you put people in there with somebody who they think maybe is not as good as them or not on that level that they want to be on,
yeah,
then sometimes the person doesn't show up.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that's his case, but in sports, a lot of times you may see that in certain instances. You know, even the teams may not even show up because they playing a team that's lesser of them that they normally beat any day, and that team who's the underdog ends up beating the top team.
Yeah, it winds up happening a lot.
Yeah, that happens in March Madness, basketball, football. It happens all over the place. It's just you have to stay focused in these events, in these big events, no matter who you're in there with.
Absolutely. I know with Fury, the big fight is the Anthony Joshua fight. Everybody's talking about that. How do you if that fight does happen, how do you feel like that's going to play out?
I feel like it plays out in a knockout.
A knockout?
I'm from Kronk, so all I think about is knockouts. Knockouts is the only way you know you won that fight. When Tyson Fury asked me to train, would I be his trainer for this fight with Deontay Wilder and himself for the second time, he wanted to win the fight. And I told him, I said, the only way you know you're going to win that fight is to get a knockout.
Yeah, you got to fold them up like a blue steel chair.
You got to get a knockout, period.
Yeah.
That's the only way you know you won that fight. You don't have to worry about later on talking about the judges, the referees, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You put that fight in your hands. You take care of it in the ring. And we don't have to worry about the judges. They can throw those scorecards away.
Absolutely. Come up in a ball and just say Kobe, shoot with a trash can. You held the pads for him, so like, what's his punching power like? Because he says that there's a misconception about his punching power, like because people say he's a soft puncher, but he says he's actually a pretty hard puncher, but he doesn't sit down on the shots.
Well, he's still learning right now. So as far as him having punching power, he's 270 pounds. He's got power.
Yeah.
It's just perfecting that technique to get those hard shots each time. That's all it really is. And in the fight with Wilder in that 7th round, I saw him when he had Wilder on him. I saw him starting to develop that technique right then.
Yeah.
That's something that we've been working on, was his punching power. So at that time, he was just starting to get it. And I thought it was a great stoppage by Mark Breland, because I'm thinking that Mark Breland saw the same thing, that this is what was about to happen. And why let this fighter get injured more than what he has to?
Yeah.
And so in that fight, Tyson, at that particular time, he was just starting to get his punching power and rhythm and his timing and stuff. And that's something that we got to continue to work on.
Yeah, that's the sense I got too. Like it really seems like as the fight wore on, the right hands became more compact and sharper.
It's called practice.
Yeah.
He was in there practice. The more you throw that punch, the more, and when you're trying to throw it right, you're gonna start landing it more frequently and more better, more accurate. It's all just practice. You can't just do it one time and say that's it.
Nah, you can't.
Like a person like a Tommy Hearns or Don Stevenson, those guys can throw that punch one time because they've been doing it their whole life, throwing that punch, like just that solid, hard punch. But then when you're learning something new, you do have to take time to practice, and you have to slow down, take time to practice.
Absolutely. As far as like his mentality, like Tyson Fury, is he any different than? How is he different from like some of the other fighters you've worked with in your career?
Very different.
Very?
Yeah, there's nobody like him.
But what makes him different?
Everything. He's got a lot of character. He works hard. I would say Tyson is probably one of the most complete fighters. Mm-hmm. And you don't get that you don't get that. Some people may be missing, a few things or something. Not to say he's perfect, but just he's one of those rare fighters that has just about everything. Very well balanced. That's inside the ring, boxing, that's his interviews, his savviness, his response, his wits, the way he carries himself about, and people and things like that. I mean, you don't see that much in boxing where the fighters can show their emotion.
Yeah.
You know, and he's one of those guys that will show his emotions and not afraid to.
Yeah, he's able to kind of just be his authentic self at all times.
And it's hard for people to do that, and for people to see them in their vulnerable stages in this, of their life. And he's not afraid of that. So that brings a lot of hope and a lot of positive energy towards people who have problems like him or may have problems different than him, but they can quote to it and understand it because they're seeing it from somebody like him and knowing that he's human too. And for them to be able to say, hey, if he can do it, I can do it.
Absolutely. I know like with you having that, you know, direct connection to the Kronk gym, do you have a favorite fighter? Yeah, that Kronk gym, the Kronk gym. Do you have a favorite fighter from the Kronk? You know, from
yesterday? Of course it's going to be Tommy Hearns.
Him and Hearns?
Thomas Hearns, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite fighter from the Kronk.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a stupid question, but like why?
I've been knowing him my whole life pretty much, like, so I watched him growing up watching him, and you know, he threw that right hand, he threw the jab, balance. I mean, he was an exciting fighter. And a Tommy Hearns fight, you know, you were getting excitement.
Yeah.
He was knocking most of the people out, and at the same time, I mean, it was going to be a knockout. So most of his fights was knockouts, whether he won it or lost it, they were all knockouts.
Yeah, he always knew how to bring the pain. I like that one magazine where he's holding the AK-47. I think it was Ring Magazine. He had the AK-47 in his hand.
Magazine back in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the hitman. He was taking everybody out.
Just killing them right hand. I know with Emmanuel, like, was there any piece of advice that he gave you that still sticks out to you that you use like in your daily life for boxing or just your life?
One of the things that sticks out is, you know, just treat people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
That's probably one of the biggest things that sticks out.
Yeah.
So when I make a decision, when I'm teaching, when I'm coaching or something, I'm going to treat that person like I want to be treated. Like me and you doing an interview,
yeah.
I'm making sure I talk slow. I'm making sure you can hear me. I'm not talking like if I was talking to my boys or you know something like that. I'm talking so you can hear me because this makes it easier for you. Because if I was doing an interview, I want you to speak clearly so I can understand you as well. So yeah, just treat people how you want to be treated. And that's a good way to live. It helps things be a lot easier, you know, in decision making. And for me, I don't have that much stress and things like that when I live with somebody.
Now you seem to just be at ease at all times.
Most of the time.
Yeah,
I am human, so I have my ways and things like that. But I try to stay, you know, smooth and cool as much as I can.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes you a big hit with the ladies. No, not really.
I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about that.
I know, I'm joking.
Just for my boxing and stuff like that. That's
it's a big part, like, you know, when you go into those fights, especially the big ones where there's more cameras and things like that. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter; it's just a fight, but sometimes fighters shrink under the big lights.
Sometimes trainers and coaches do too.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you think about like that Terrence Crawford Earl Spence matchup? Everybody always goes back and forth on that one, and I like
that one.
Yeah,
I like that matchup. It's an interesting matchup. You know, it's pros and cons to both of them, but I just think it's a great matchup. It's one of those fights that I would enjoy watching. Something I would be looking forward to. Something I would be a big fan of.
Yeah.
And glued to the TV, cheering and hollering like everybody else.
Yeah.
So and it's, you know, something I don't have to work, so I get to really sit back and enjoy it.
You just chill, pop up on a Coca-Cola or whatever your favorite beverage of choice is.
Oh yeah, nice bottle of water.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Who would you favor in that fight if it took place?
I think it's a pretty even fight.
Take him.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on which fighter comes out and does what they're supposed to do. Is able to stick to their game plan. That's really all it is. Those are the two top fighters. You know,
Crawford and Spence.
So whoever sticks to their game plan, and each one of them I know has a game plan to win the fight. But whoever can stick to that game plan and execute it, that's the one that's going to win the fight. But that's what it is on that level with those two guys.
Yeah, them guys are killers, man. I really enjoy watching them fight. Do you have a favorite fight of all time? Like a one
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh, your favorite fighter ever?
Ever. Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
He can fight going forward, backwards, left, right, knock you out going frontwards, backwards, left, right. He overcame, you know, losses and everything. I mean, for me, he was like the most complete fighter. He could take, you know, people always say, can you take a punch? But yeah, mean, he'd been through some fights, and them guys was fighting another 2-3 weeks later.
Yeah.
I mean, he stayed in shape as being a boxer. You're supposed to stay, ready in your sport, and he was on that class level of staying ready to be able to compete and not get out of shape and then get back in shape.
Yeah,
a lot of fighters do that now, and it's not the right thing to do. You should stay in shape. You don't know when you're gonna have that fight, but it keeps your body more in shape and more longevity when you stay in shape. You don't have to work out hard, but just be conscious of what you're doing with yourself. Be conscious of your weight. When it gets too high, slow down, go run, do something if you have a fight coming up. Stay busy, stay active, stay doing something.
Yeah, he was like the Picasso of boxing. He just knew he knew his way around the ring, and he had all the tools you look for in a great fighter.
Oh yeah, Ray Robinson.
Yeah, and yeah, fighting 2-3 times a week, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. It's insanity.
Yeah, they stayed busy. Those guys had, things changed, and we're looking out for the fighter's safety now, but those guys, they had endurance, they had longevity. Those guys were fighting, to their later years. It's because they stayed in shape and they were busy. If you're fighting once a year, how do you stay sharp?
That's too much time off. It's like you look at a guy like Archie Moore. He was fighting 49 years old, 50 years old for the championships.
Yes.
It's next level stuff. But any messages to the boxing world, Sugar, before we wrap the interview up? Just any message you want to get out there to the people about, I guess, whatever you have going on?
No, it's on my message is Kronk.
Kronk, motherfucker.
I said it enough already.
Yeah, that is true. All right, Sugar Hill, well, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for talking to True School Sports. Nice meeting you, man.
Okay, nice meeting you.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. We're at the Davy Powell, and you're watching True School Sports.